years. She goes, oh, congratulations, and you're so far along.
Oh, no.
She's like, I'm not even a little bit far.
Has anyone ever looked so flawlessly polished on a red carpet, yet left a trail of chaos once the camera stopped flashing? Because that's exactly what people are whispering about now. Allegations, looming lawsuits, and more drama than anyone can handle, all swirling around the usually radiant Blake Lively and the unsuspecting Justin Baldoni. No one saw it coming. They seemed the perfect duo until rumor after rumor began spilling out. And then came the elephant in the room, Rihanna, allegedly poised to unleash her own legal fury over claims that Blake's new beauty brand might be crossing lines it has no business touching. It's a perfect storm of celebrity scandal, the kind that makes Hollywood gossip addicts hold their breath. Brace yourself, because if the whispers of a legal showdown are even partly true, this saga is about to unravel in ways no one could predict it.
That's part of the point that Justin's team is making in kind of complying with what they're viewing as threats made on her.
Everyone began to wonder if this was for real. After all, Blake Lively has maintained a squeaky clean image for most of her career. The sweet, camera-ready star who rarely finds herself in ugly spots until now. According to industry whispers, tensions with Justin Baldoni ignited over an unnamed project that collapsed almost overnight. One day, smiles and promises of synergy. The next, hush meetings, cryptic posts, and whispers of betrayal. Was it a contractual implosion or something deeper? Sources claim a flood of private communications began leaking just after talks stalled, including messages an assistant allegedly stumbled upon that hinted at power plays, backroom deals, and questionable stunts. Once the first wave of trouble hit the public, it was like tossing gasoline on a brush fire. Blogs, tabloids, and Twitter threads lit up, each trying to claim a piece of the feud. But that was only the beginning. Behind the scenes, insiders speak of heated phone calls that make you wonder if certain people's public sweetness is just a facade, full-blown meltdowns, threats to abandon joint ventures and ruin your career, talk flying in the heat of arguments. The question now, who's the real manipulator in this storm?
Judge Lyman, as counsel for Wayfair Studios LLC, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, It Ends With Us Movie LLC, Melissa.
One camp swears Justin Baldoni was blindsided by sudden, nearly impossible demands from Blake Lively's team. Another insists Justin never planned to honor his commitments in the first place, forcing Blake to push back hard. Either way, it's a tangled triangle of accusations, bruised egos, and whispered confessions that make you wonder how much a celebrity's polished charm is just for cameras. And just when it seemed the picture was coming into focus, another twist dropped. In the middle of these tense negotiations, Blake launched her own beauty brand. Was this a strategic pivot to reclaim the narrative, or had it been in motion long before the feud ignited? Depending on the rumor, the timing was either a last-ditch PR maneuver or sheer coincidence. But timing wasn't the only controversy. Critics began spotting uncanny echoes of other established beauty lines, packaging that felt oddly familiar, slogans that rang a little too close to competitors' campaigns, and even product names that stirred déjà vu. That's when the murmurs about copycat tactics truly caught fire.
Thus, that Justin Baldoni claims she tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it. And
could Blake have been so eager to make a splash that she crossed creative boundaries? Or was this simply a calculated smear meant to crush a promising venture before it gained traction? The debate lit up the internet almost instantly. But even that might pale compared to whispers of who else is eyeing the brand with legal intent. Try poking Rihanna, the juggernaut behind one of the most celebrated makeup empires in the world. Rumor has it she's not just irritated, but ready to storm the gates if she detects even a sliver of her trademark style being copied. Fans insist the similarities are too glaring to be coincidence. The packaging aesthetic, the shade ranges, the promotional language, and some believe the line crosses from inspired to outright stolen. Rihanna's camp has stayed silent, which only fuels speculation that she's gathering evidence. She's known for defending her empire fiercely, and if she feels her work is being exploited, she'll use every tool, legal or otherwise, to set the record straight. As if that weren't enough, insiders say this brewing clash has triggered a chain reaction. Anonymous sources hint at private recordings capturing tense calls between Blake and high-profile partners, possibly Baldoni, possibly her brand team, where vague threats and borderline confessions about cutting corners in product development allegedly surfaced, followed by suspicious text exchanges.
He and 9 other plaintiffs, including his publicists, have brought a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times, essentially alleging them of libel and false light invasion of privacy.
An insider claims to have seen direct instructions from an unnamed marketing executive telling the team to borrow visual elements from another big brand, presumably Rihanna's, followed by a frantic scramble to cover their tracks once fans began catching on. Whether these messages are real or fabricated, the buzz has cast a heavy shadow over Blake's entire operation. Now people ask, was her brand a genuine passion project derailed by shady tactics, or always a calculated ploy to piggyback off successful icons? Either way, consequences are mounting, investors are jittery, deals are paused, and the potential meltdown if Rihanna sues looms large. This drama reflects a new celebrity ecosystem where no skeleton stays buried for long. In the age of social media, receipts will always surface. Some fans are weary, others cheer on every leak, and cynics suspect it's manufactured chaos to keep brand names hot. But at what cost? The harder celebrities scramble to outrun controversy, the more the public wonders how much is just a camera-ready costume. Comment sections blaze with theories. Justin Baldoni as either blindsided victim or complicit player trying to distance himself, while Blake's supporters insist she's under assault from naysayers intent on sabotaging her launch. Add Rihanna to the mix, and everything threatens to boil over.
The gag order and explaining how he's talking too much. He's threatening to post stuff on public sites. So what I think is,
the lines between rumor, fact, and smear campaign blur more each day. But one thing is certain, the meltdown isn't over. As chatter intensifies, public opinion remains split down the middle. Half the internet screams for Blake Lively to be canceled, accusing her of blatantly ripping off established brands and manipulating those around her for personal gain, while others double down on support, insisting she's being framed by opportunists, maybe even Justin Baldoni, who see her brand success as a threat to their own ambitions. Rihanna's fan army, fiercely protective of her brand, has already raised virtual pitchforks, vowing to boycott any competitor that tries to ride on her creativity. Each new rumor about potential legal moves ignites social media with fans chanting, "Don't think you can fool Rari." Meanwhile, mainstream outlets pick apart every press release, hunting for hidden confessions or half-baked apologies. While late-night shows crack jokes about how A-lister feuds now outnumber box office hits, the frenzy has reached a fever pitch where every new detail feels more unbelievable than the last until fresh revelations pour in, painting the saga in even more dramatic colors. Now, unexpected names have allegedly jumped into fray. Heavyweight Hollywood players, backroom dealmakers, and perhaps even estranged friends suddenly turning into allies.
That Blake was determined to make him the real-life villain in her story because she wasn't doing well on the promo tour for the movie. It was very toned.
Friends or enemies, all clamoring for their piece of the spotlight in this spiraling controversy. One former confidant of Blake Lively, who once championed her every endeavor, has reportedly spoken out anonymously, claiming they always sense an edge beneath the star's glossy exterior. An edge that might have cut deeper than anyone suspected. Whether these remarks are genuine, bitter, or a part of someone else's cutting strategy is the latest hot topic lighting up social media like fireworks. Behind closed doors, rumor has it studio executives are scrambling to salvage partnerships or quietly wash their hands of the mess altogether, reviewing contracts and rechecking clauses for any language that might expose them to fallout if looming lawsuits hit court. No one wants to pay monstrous legal bills over a meltdown they never saw coming. Supposedly, at least one major company is rethinking future collaborations with any celebrity now tainted by explosive headlines, meaning both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni could face abrupt deal cancellations unless things cool off. And trust me, nothing about this scandal screams cooling off soon. Meanwhile, fan communities are morphing into war camps. Team Baldwin supporters are raking through every snippet and cryptic tweet for proof Justin is a scapegoat in a larger, more insidious plan, claiming messages show Blake's brand expansion was timed to overshadow his collaborative project. On the other side, Team Blake insists she's a true victim. Cornered by Hollywood sharks resentful, she's found the sweet spot between a thriving film career and a growing beauty empire.
That's part of the point that Justin's team is making in kind of complying with what they're viewing as.
Say Justin or certain unnamed executives might have orchestrated negative leaks to tarnish her reputation. She'd lose her standing in a cutthroat industry. And what about Rihanna's potential involvement? That storyline has mutated into its own sprawling labyrinth of speculation. Fans are comparing packaging, shade names, promotional photos, anything and everything to find evidence of a brazen ripoff. Some swear they've spotted near-identical marketing images differing only in background color, as if someone awkwardly tweaked them just enough to dodge obvious accusations. Others claim the whole thing is overblown, that no one can own common design elements or universal color palettes. Yet amid all these arguments, Rihanna's silence grows more deafening by the day. If she plans to strike, she's certainly taking her time, or perhaps waiting for the perfect moment, armed with an irrefutable mountain of data before dropping the hammer. In the middle of all the speculation, so-called industry insiders are surfacing with fresh bombshells. One particularly vocal source claims to have attended a private launch party for Blake's brand, describing the atmosphere as tense and aggressively competitive. Guests allegedly bragged about outdoing Rihanna in market share, a tall order, if not downright delusional. Whether it was puffed-up trash talk or an earnest plan to dethrone a titan is up for debate. But the fact such sentiments surface has fan side eyeing Blake's operation. Publicly, she champions empowerment and positivity. But behind the scenes, the gloves might come off the moment there's a chance to snatch a bigger piece of the beauty pie.
Hair Caroline wasn't doing well. She was trying to sell booze while talking about domestic violence. Justin says the war between himself and Blake really started in May.
Of course, the conspiracies don't end there. A few amateur detectives on social media are floating a wilder theory that Justin Baldoni and Rihanna might be in contact behind the scenes, forming a loose alliance to expose the deeper layers of manipulation swirling around Blake's brand. It's the kind of speculation that sounds straight out of soap opera, yet it's picking up steam on forums dedicated to dissecting every angle of celebrity drama. People are analyzing old interviews, hunting for subtle nods or coded language that could indicate Justin is quietly feeding information to Rihanna's team about the brand's questionable tactics. Outlandish, maybe, but in a world where leaked messages, abrupt betrayals, and hush-hush recordings are alarmingly common, it's hard to dismiss anything as impossible. Meanwhile, entertainment news platforms are having a field day, turning out headline after headline, pulling in massive clicks from an audience that can't look away. Some journalists even joke that the ongoing fiasco has become a talent gold mine, boosting ratings and revenue for any outlet willing to stir the pot a little more. Naturally, that prompts skeptics to wonder if the entire controversy is actually a carefully orchestrated PR stunt. It wouldn't be the first time celebrities manipulated the rumor mill to stay relevant, though the involvement of legal threats, brand impersonation claims, and potential lawsuits raises the stakes to a dangerous level for everyone involved. Then there's the question of legacy. How will this fiasco shape the future careers of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni?
Full control because I am a controlling bully. That Justin Baldoni, ultimately, by the time they got to the premiere, was mandated by Blake Lively to spend the night in the...
Not to mention the shadow it could cast on Rihanna's brand. In Hollywood, reputations can take a lifetime to build and a single well-placed scandal to shatter. If the lawsuits come to fruition, the real fireworks won't just be in the tabloids. They'll be in the courtroom. Imagine entire legal teams dissecting product catalogs, marketing materials, email threads, and financial statements, all in a bid to prove who copied whom, who lied, and who orchestrated the entire mess from behind the scenes. It's the kind of real-life drama even the best screenwriters might hesitate to pen, fearful of being accused of stretching believability too far. And let's not overlook the unsuspecting bystanders, publicists, stylists, social media managers, and production staff who might find themselves dragged into depositions because of a single email or phone call. Careers that had nothing to do with a beauty brand launch or an ill-fated collaboration could suddenly become collateral damage. That's the brutal truth about Hollywood feuds. They rarely stay contained to the stars alone. The fallout can rip through entire networks of professionals who are just doing their jobs, never anticipating they'd be entangled in a blockbuster meltdown. At this point, the question is, will any of them escape unscathed? Is Blake Lively on the verge of a dramatic fall from grace if these allegations keep piling up? Has Justin Baldwin been pulled into a PR nightmare he never asked for? Or did he play a role from the start? And is Rihanna really locked and loaded, ready to strike with her high-powered legal team the moment she confirms her suspicions? No matter where your sympathies lie, one thing is glaringly obvious. Someone has been pulling strings in the shadows. Each new reveal offers a glimpse of manipulative brilliance, a constant hustle to outsmart the tabloids and control the narrative. Yet, in the end, ego might be the downfall of whoever's orchestrating this. Some watchers say it's only a matter of time before the entire house of cards collapses, burying the culprit in a mountain of receipts, leaked calls, and contradictory statements. So, where do we go from here? If Rihanna truly decides to file official paperwork, it could be the legal face-off of the decade. Two major celebrities clashing over alleged brand theft, complete with backroom drama and more evidence dumps than anyone can track. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni might slip out the side door with a smug, "I told you so," or find himself dragged into depositions he never saw coming. And Blake Lively, the star once admired for her grace and style, might have to fight tooth and nail to reclaim whatever's left of her reputation if she can. Because in this world of flashing cameras and million-dollar deals, the stage is set for a showdown that'll be remembered long after the headlines fade. No one's guaranteed a happy ending, but that's the risk you take when you try to play puppet master in a place where every phone call can be recorded and every smirk becomes tomorrow's scandal. Keep your eyes on this saga because the next development might be the biggest bombshell of them all. The truth may finally come crashing through any polished facade. And when it does, there won't be any going back. Stay tuned. This could get even more explosive before it's done. After all, we're just spectators. And in the realm of celebrity chaos, the only thing certain is that no one is safe when receipts start flying. Let's see who crumbles.